All right, hey guys, I'm Miss Allen, and today I'm going to be leading you through your helicopter experiment. All right, so we're going to do a few things during this experiment, so make sure you watch the whole video, okay? So you're going to need something out of your box. There should be a Ziploc bag in it that has helicopter experiment written on it, and it should have 3 papers and 3 paper clips inside. All right, so one of the papers should look like this. One of them should have questions on it. Sorry, it's backwards when I'm on this recording. So it should look like this. And then you should have a piece of cardstock as well. Okay, just a blank piece of cardstock. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to build our helicopter. So you're going to take your helicopter and you're going to cut around all the big rectangle, okay? So all around the solid lines so that when you cut it out, it looks like this, okay? And then once you do that, you're gonna cut just down the 3 dotted lines so that you have your blades and that these can be folded, okay? So go ahead and pause the video and cut out your helicopter. All right, now we're going to fold our helicopter. So our instructions for this are at the top of our sheet right here. So it says fold along the solid lines. Fold section C behind section B. So we're going to take section C and we're going to fold along that solid line so that we can only see A and B and D now, okay? And then it says fold section A behind section B. So we're going to take section A and do the same thing. Fold that behind so that all we see is the B and the D. And then we're going to fold the D section back. So I'm going to have to set it down to do this. But you're going to fold that back so that it looks like this, okay? And then we have to fold the blades. So you're going to hold it so that the X and the Y are facing you. And it says blade X should fold towards you. So you're going to fold the dot towards your body. And then blade Y should fold away from you. So you're going to fold the Y away from your body. Okay? And then we're going to push them back up so that they're kind of flat. And then that's our helicopter. Okay? So you should be able to see the Y when you look down on top of it. Right? Now, before we actually do our experiment, we have to make our hypothesis. So what we're looking at in our helicopter experiment is if the blades are folded a certain way, we think that the helicopter is going to spin a certain way. Okay, so you can decide which way you think it's going to happen. So if blade X is folded up and blade Y is folded up and blade X is folded down, is it going to spin clockwise? So is it going to go from right to left, or is it going to go counterclockwise? So it's going to go left to right, okay? So you're going to decide, and you're going to write your hypothesis using that information. So remember, you're going to write your hypothesis in an if, then, because statement, and it goes right under your helicopter folding instructions, okay? So go ahead and write your hypothesis there, and then we're going to do our experiment. But don't do it until I tell you how to do it, all right? Because you have to do it a certain way so that it's accurate and precise. Okay, so now we're going to drop our helicopter. And there's a specific way I want you to do this. Normally, we would measure, but we don't all have the same type of measurement tools. So this is what's going to happen. You're going to pick a place in your house or outside somewhere, and you're going to drop your helicopter there 3 times, okay? You're not going to change where you are when you drop it because that changes some of the factors. So maybe like the wind or the air conditioner or the fan. So you want to make sure that all of those stay constant, okay? So you want to pick one place, and you also want to drop it from the same height every time. So an easy way to do that is to stand up and hold your arms straight out from your shoulder. So see how, I know my elbow looks weird, but see how my arm comes straight out from my shoulder? I'm going to hold the helicopter in the same place, and then I'm going to drop it. And I'm going to watch and see which way it spins. All right? I'm going to do that 3 times and make sure that it's not a fluke that it spins that way. Okay? And then I'm going to go through and answer my conclusion questions, all right? So this is part of the assignment, so I'm not going to go over the conclusion questions with you, so I want you to pause it now, pause this video, and then answer it should be conclusion question 1, 2, and 3, okay? 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to come back and we're going to do something else with our helicopter. Actually, we're going to do 2 more things, all right? Okay, go ahead and pause the video now. All right, so the next part of the experiment is we're going to do what the scenario tells us to do on our paper, okay? So it says Benita wanted to know if adding mass to her paper helicopter would affect how long it would stay in the air. She predicted that adding some mass would help to stabilize the helicopter and keep it in the air longer than a helicopter without extra mass. She experimented with different numbers of paper clips attached to her helicopter. So this is where your paper clips come into play. So you have 3 paper clips in your bag, all right? So you're also going to need some sort of timer. So you can use the timer on your phone, or if you have like a stopwatch or something, you can use that too. So first, you're going to drop your helicopter as normal, like you just did, and you're going to time how long it takes to get to the ground. Then you're going to add 1 paper clip, just like that, and you're going to drop it again. And then you're going to add 2 paper clips and drop it again, and then 3 paper clips and drop it again, and you're going to time it each time. And you're going to see if the mass changes how long it stays in the air, okay? So when you've done this, then you're going to fill out questions 4 through 10 based just solely on this part of the experiment, okay, when we're going to add mass, right? So go ahead and do that, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to give you something that you can do on your own. You don't have to answer any questions on this next part. It's just for your own. It's just for your own fun, okay? So go ahead and do your Bonita part of your experiment, and we'll be right back. All right, so now that you've finished the Bonita part of the experiment, this is when you're going to need your cardstock, okay? So we're actually going to make a brand new helicopter with our cardstock. So this paper is a little bit heavier than the paper that we have used for our original helicopter. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to unfold your helicopter, and then you're going to put it on your cardstock because we've got to trace it. Now, to me, it's easiest to do it in one corner because then if you mess it up, you have some more space to redo it again, okay? So you're going to trace around the outside. So I've traced around the outside already, so here's that. And then to trace the blades, what you're going to do is just fold one of the blades down, and then you're going to trace that line. So go ahead and trace that line. And then you'll do the same thing for the parts down here, okay? So you're going to trace those lines as well. And this doesn't have to be super, super perfect, right? Because this is just kind of the fun part of the experiment that you're not having to do any extra work with. So fold those back and draw those lines. Same thing with the lower part for D. So here's what my paper airplane on my cardstock looks like right now. I mean, my paper helicopter, okay? So I'm going to cut this out. It makes it easy to cut out too because you only have to do one side. Okay, then I'm going to cut down the part with my for my blades. And then I messed one part up. So when you fold it back, make sure that you do the top layer too on the A and C part. That's what I forgot. Okay, now it's fixed. So now I'm going to cut down these 2 lines as well. And if you want to make it easier to fold, you can always write down the letters on here, but I can kind of remember them. So I'm just going to fold it. All right, so now I've got my paper helicopter with my cardstock. So I want you to run that second part of the experiment again. So drop it just without this, with this paper, and see how long it takes. And then start adding your mass and see if it is any different than the original. Okay, so that's just kind of your fun. If you still want to play with this some more, you can always do some other things to it, like you could punch holes in the wings, you can add a parachute, you can add a balloon, whatever you want to at your house, as long as it's safe. Okay, so make sure that it's safe and that it's okay with your parents for you to do it, and you can test that. But you always want to make a new hypothesis, right? So you want to say, if I add a balloon to my paper helicopter, it's going to stay in the air longer, or whatever your hypothesis is, okay? And then you give the because. So that is the end of our helicopter experiment. This is one of my favorites, all right? So go ahead and test all of your stuff with your helicopter made out of your cardstock. And then we are going to have a place for you to take a picture of your questions and upload it to us so that we can grade these, okay? So make sure you complete this and then go onto Schoology and upload a picture of this onto the assignment. And that's all for today. So I hope you guys had fun, and we look forward to doing some more experiments with you soon. All right, bye guys.